Willie D Live.
So believe it or not, most people don't realize this, that you are investing every single day of your life. You and I are making an investment of time by sitting here and doing this podcast. When you get up in the morning and you go to see your girlfriend, you're investing in that relationship and you're hoping that it works out properly, right? You invest in your health, when you go to the gym or whatever. So we're all making investments, and I encourage everybody to understand that rule I mentioned earlier, that most of your wealth is not money. You have a lot of things in your life that money cannot buy, and you're always investing those things. You don't like time. They say time is money. Time is not money. Time is actually more valuable than money, because I've lost money and I've lost time. I could get the money back. I couldn't get the time back. Your health. They say your health is your wealth. No, health is more important than wealth. You don't believe me? If you go ask any billionaire who's on his deathbed, which would you rather have, your money or your health? Right? He's going to want his health back. So invest in everything, and don't just think about the money, because sometimes we make the mistake of thinking we're poor because we don't have money. But man, God has blessed you in so many other ways that you cannot forget that, because a lot of people will lose sight of that. They'll go chasing the money, and they say, they're losing their health, they're losing their relationships, they're losing their peace. You and I talked about that, about how peace is more important than your money. Well, that means you're investing in your mental health, which, as you and I both know, that's really important.
Right, absolutely. You know what's something else important, man? Another thing that's very important. It would be very important to me to see, well, at least know that you and Kwame Brown had a conversation and y'all buried that hatchet. Because you guys are two of my favorite people. And I just hate to see you guys, bumping heads, like you've done in the past. Is there any way that you guys can, reconcile?
Oh, I've always said, if you brought him in the room, I would shake his hand, look him in the eye, and say, okay, what's going on? I wouldn't be, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody who disagrees with me, just to find out, what did I do to hurt you? It's funny you brought up Kwame's name, because I haven't thought about it in a while. I didn't understand why he had the issues with me in the first place. I didn't watch the videos he made. I heard he made a bunch of them. I didn't understand it, to be honest with you. And I will say for sure, if I said something that hurt him in some way, I apologize for that. But no, I mean, if you know him and you know me, if we got on the phone right now and we're talking, I just kind of believe you can't, especially for black men, you can't be carrying around all this vitriol or whatever, man. If I can bury a hatchet, I'd rather bury it than pull it out.
Yeah. I like that, man. I'm glad that you're receptive to that, because in my mind, we got enough enemies. We need all hands on deck. Yeah. And for me, my main criteria for rocking with anybody black is that they love black people first and foremost. If you love, and I know both of y'all love black people, see? And so I think that sometimes we're guilty of holding each other to such a standard that we can't make any mistakes, or we can't have a disagreement. You can't do something that one of us disagree with, and that one thing that you do is it's unforgivable. For me, if you love black people, that means you're not hurting black people. That means that you are an ally, and we need all the allies we can get. We need all the allies we can get. Both you and Kwame are necessary to the black community. And I'd love to make that happen if I could. And I'm glad, like I say, once again, I'm glad that you're receptive to it, man. I know that the people will want to see that,
I'm all for it, man.
Yeah.
I don't carry, I mean, I don't know, man. I never understood that, the idea of being so mad at someone that you are just pissed off 10, 15 years later. I think, again, that goes back to the whole healing thing.
Well, it depends on what they did.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But I think, well, right. And if it's something that's like somebody says something, my ego's not in this, man. I don't need everybody to think I'm a wonderful guy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I can let all that go. It's more about I think also it helps when you just when you back in your when you're in your purpose, man. You just keep it moving, you know. You know, somebody say something, you're like, okay, all right, well, you have a right to your opinion. I respect it, but I'm going to just continue charging in that direction. And I've never watched any YouTube videos about me. Kevin Samuels did a video about me. I watched like maybe 30 seconds of it. It was favorable. It wasn't negative or anything. But I feel like that's for me, that feels a little weird, like ego-wise. Like I need to hear what people think about me or think about this or think about. I respect it, but I just don't think it's healthy to be obsessed with that. You know, but I could say on the stack of Bibles, I've never watched any video that anybody's made about me because I know people got shit to say.
Well, you know, you got a lot to say, man, and thank God people are watching your videos because you bring a lot to the table, man. And I appreciate you sitting here having a conversation with me and sharing this information and instructions to help my people navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world.
Right on,
Ladies
bro.
and gentlemen, Dr. Boyce Watkins. No more talk.
Thanks for having me.